Hello and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to our timeless true love timeline reading. Almost got my readings confused there for a second. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, Virgo Sun sign, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one in progress. First one is called Spell Ingredients. Second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, as well as will Spell Ingredients. That is in progress. You can find the original versions of Spell Ingredients and Words of Grace on my website, drawingthecircle.com, in our shop, as well as on patreon.com in our digital shop. We got ebooks, audios, and videos there. There are free previews for the audios and videos. If you'd like to check them out, anyone can shop in the shop, whether they are subscribers or not. Some of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and videos automatically, depending upon their level of subscription, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. We chat about the day's astrological weather. We always end with a spiritual practice to send us on our way, and it's the most loving way for me to start the day, and I really do enjoy it very much. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. Best career move I've ever made. I love it tons. So click the link, check it out, and if you want, come Patreon on Patreon. You can even follow for free, 7-day free trial, and all that jazz with the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Virgos! Woo! Halfway through the series, very, very busy here in my new home in Saratoga Springs. Lots of gardening and yard work, and I love it. Really loving my new life up there. So let's do some explanation for the new Virgos and cross-watchers. Then we will jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you like. Hello, my beautiful new Virgos and cross-watchers. Welcome to my channel. What we are doing is a simple timeline, past, present, and future, looking at the path of true love. Now, I do really large path of true love readings with extendeds here on the channel, but I've taken a break for that since I made the move up here. Just too busy, so everything has gone timeless and simplified for a while. Maybe I'll get back to doing it the old way. We'll see. So we're going to use 8 cards. We're going to get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the inside chakras, heart, throat, third eye, crown, internal feminine energy, hence a goddess deck like the Daughters of the Moon. We'll get those past, present, future face down. Then we will get 3 mythic tarot for the lower 3 chakras, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root, relationships in the physical world, the masculine dynamic. We'll get those face down, past, present, future. Then we'll flip them past, present, future. That will take care of the chakras from crown to root. We will then get a whisper from the Whispers of Love Oracle. This deck has been consecrated to the higher selves of all involved, so not just the Virgos and the cross-watchers, but anybody else who might be involved. And I love this deck big time. There are romance cards in there. And we will end with a Mac Con healing mantra, because this is our path of true love, is our healing journey through our relationships, our hero's journey, our path of spiritual awakening. So whether this is a romantic reading or not, it doesn't matter ultimately, because all of your relationships are a means through which the divine gives you your lesson so that you have the opportunity to heal. And as one of us heals, all of us heal, because that's how quantum unity works. And there's our explanation. Let's dive into the divination, shall we? I've been looking forward to this one. I've got a couple of romantic buzzings around me lately, so let's see, even if it's family or friends or whatever, once we heal a little bit in one relationship, all of our relationships move to a more golden, loving timeline and away from a fearful, leaded timeline. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath and anchor that true love into planet Earth, shall we? Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards in clarity, face down, past, present, future, simple timeline for us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers. Heart, third eye, crown dynamic. Where have we been in the true love timeline? Where are we now? Point of power is always in the present moment in the timeless true love timeline. And where are we headed if we make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions? Truth, love, and chewing on it, spitting it out or swallowing it for this timeless true love timeline reading. All right, we're not going to look at those yet. Like I said, we're going to get the mythic tarot for the lower 3 chakras and we'll flip them over past, present, future. There's something going on outside. What else is new? Please take a nice deep breath. Situational awareness. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, please, 3 cards in clarity, for us, Virgo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. Where have we been in the physical world in the past? Lower 3 chakra dynamic. Where are we now in the true love timeline? Point of power is always in the present moment. And where are we headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in our relationships for this timeless true love timeline read? Oh, okay. We got a court card. We've got the Gemini card here. Hina, the Maiden of Blades. That would be the Gemini card, so that would be the Knight of Swords rushing in. Now, if you have any planets in Gemini, particularly crosswatchers, in a crosswatcher reading, it could be about the crosswatcher, not just the person they are in relationship with here. And I don't have any planets in Gemini, though I do have it in my 11th house because I am Leo rising. So to have a look at your natal chart, right? If you know your rising sign, it wouldn't necessarily automatically be in the 3rd house Gemini, unless, of course, you are Aries rising or do not know your rising sign. So in the past, mutable air means changeable thought, right? So a lot of thinking. Geminis are like butterflies. They go from flower to flower to flower to flower to flower, gaining all of these components and then making something brand new and original out of it. Definitely creative, but also can be a little, and I use this word lightly, crazy making, right? Well, I could do that, but there's this and there's this. It can be overthinking, but 3rd house dynamic, regardless of astrological placements for Gemini, is about self-expression, right? How you communicate. So in terms of heart, third eye crown, regardless of planets in Gemini, this is probably very third eye and throat, element of air, mental power and willpower, choices and decisions. Do you speak it? Do you swallow it? Do you chew on it, right? With the Hierophant, our first major arcana card, and I love the Hierophant. In the Mythic Tarot, which is based in Greek mythology, this is Chiron, the wounded healer. He's a centaur, depending on your pronunciation of that. And is also an asteroid that is called the Wounded Healer and the Wounded Warrior. So there was definitely some healing that went on here. Now, I will say the Hierophant card can mean something has been formalized, right? Like getting a diploma, going through the stages of it, right? A promotion, a wedding, a commitment. But it is definitely something that is usually slow and steady wins the race. Like, no one's born a Hierophant. I mean, they may have the potential for it, but you still got to go through. I used to be a high priest of one of the largest covens on Long Island for a time, and I defrocked myself of the ministry and all of that stuff. I'd rather work on my own. Thank you very much, and take clients as I go. So we are looking at certainly something here that is stable and formalized. When it's a major arcana card in a quickie chakra read like this, it represents all the chakras in that zone. So lower 3 chakras, if you really paid attention to what was going on in what's called your survival intuition, root, sacrum, solar plexus intuition, all as one, then chances are you are more grounded in terms of these thoughts, that you aren't necessarily believing every thought that came to you or through you. It's a good way of saying that. Where are we now? Well, different but the same. We've got another court card here. We've got the Scorpio card here, the Crone of Cups. That would be the Queen of Cups in traditional tarot. Hecate, goddess of the crossroads, right? A Titan. Everybody thinks she's an Olympian. She's not. She is a Titan there. And 8th house dynamic. I have Neptune in Scorpio because I am Generation X. Most of us do there. But I also know that, Scorpio, 8th house dynamic, regardless of placement in a natal chart, is about mysticism, other people's resources, money, sex, power. And to go along with that, considering it's ruled by Pluto, we've got Hades, another major arcana card here. Now, Hades is the god of death, but he's no murderer. He's the ender of suffering and husband of Persephone, if you know the mythology. And everybody meets him eventually. No one's staying in the same body forever. Living in the same body forever sounds like Nosferatu. And no, Nosferatu. I don't mind reincarnating somewhere else after this lifetime in this planet. So, of course, the death card is rarely about physical death. It is halfway through, if you like, the major arcana, usually card number 13. So that's not at the end. It is a transformation, but there's a difference between a change and a transformation, right? Like I can take water and freeze it into ice, and I can take the ice and melt it into water. That's called a state change. A transformation is like putting something in the oven. You can't go back. You can't unburn a cookie. I think that's the easiest way. So, if you think of this more as rising from the ashes than going to them, regardless where you are right now, and I will say this for myself, absolutely, my one-on-one relationships, other people's resources, my sexuality and all of that is going through a big transformation right now because I'm so happy where I am. I don't know that I want to let anybody else in, but if we are looking at ourselves from the outside here, there is some kind of transformation happening. So both for the past and the present, really pay attention to what's going on in the lower 3 chakras. The second chakra alone, which you have to admit, in this case, Scorpio is very second chakra, it will grunt and tell you yes or no intuitively, viscerally in your body. And I use this as an example a lot. Imagine a celebrity that you think is really hot and wonderful, and just imagine them smiling at you and flirting with you. It's like, I like. Then imagine someone you just absolutely can't even stand just coming out to you. It's like your second chakra wants to leave the room through the back door. Get me the hell out of here. But, it can also be your solar plexus. Pay attention to your solar plexus. It will tell you when you are about to violate your honor code and your integrity. And root chakra will tell you when it's time to leave, right? Or fight or flight, flee, fawn, all that. So definitely a lower 3 chakra dynamic here. 2 major arcana cards out of 4, and the other 2 being court cards. There are definitely some people and personalities involved here. So let's see where we're headed. And we got another major arcana card here, the Empress. Excellent. So this is the mother, the wife. The Empress is the combination of all the fixed zodiacal signs in the tarot, so all of the queens. So you have fire, earth, air, and water. Mawu here. The Empress would then be the Spirit Queen. So there is a shift from this lower 3 chakra dynamic in the past and the present being real dominant on the outside. Here we're going within. Now, what do we know about the Empress? It is a card of abundance, but inside of ourselves, it is about unconditional love. It is about the mastery of the emotions, but again, heart, third eye, crown, all working together. It is highly creative, right? All of that fertility, fire, earth, air, and water as spirit here. And with the 8 of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards being a Virgo, is put your head down and get your work done. Keep moving forward. Healing work, spiritual work, literal work, career, vocation. I also do work, career, vocation reads if you want to check those out too. They're a bit longer than these. I have to say, 3 major arcana cards out of 6 on the table. That's quite a bit. We've also, what else we got here? We've got water. So there's no air or fire in this reading. It's pretty much spirit, air, and right, so we got air, Gemini, we got water, Scorpio, we've got earth, Pentacles, no fire. Everything else is major arcana. So this is, we get a major arcana card in a read like this because it's such a brief read, then it really is about your spirit. It really is about your soul taking the hero's journey of the path of true love here. And though this does not promise absolutely that we're going to get what we want, it does give us something to do to move forward from the Eight of Pentacles, which is, working hard, to the Nine of Pentacles, which is self-sufficiency, and then to the Ten of Pentacles, that harvest. Love it. Love it very much. All the chakras are on the table from crown to root. Let's see what the higher selves of all involved have to say with a whisper of love, and I do like to keep these symmetrical. Virgo power, cross your legs. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed by us Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers to help us navigate the golden true love timeline in this lifetime, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions for this read? Practice compassion. Excellent. Now, I studied with the Ashaya monks a very, very long time ago, and they taught me that compassion is a balance and combination of love and wisdom, but it has to start within. Self-compassion is very that, and I learned from Matt Kahn, his mantra card is coming next, that the mantra, not necessarily in the deck, but I think it's in his book, his first book, Whatever Arises, Love That, or maybe it's in The Universe Always Has a Plan, which is an amazing piece of work. The mantra for compassion is, it's okay. You say it to yourself. So if you're afraid, it's okay to be afraid. My guides say it all the time. They're like, of course you're afraid, or of course you're angry, or of course you're frustrated, or of course you're joyful. You couldn't feel any other way than you're feeling. And if we're feeling something, it means it's safe to feel that. So perhaps in this present moment, there might be some shadow work going on here, but definitely Scorpio is also a card of alchemy, as is the death card, the crucible, the furnace, how you purify metal, right? By putting it in fire, although it is a spirit card here. So practicing compassion, see things from a different perspective is what's written on the card. So when we understand that people treat us the way that they were treated, because it's in their nervous system, it's in the subconscious, they're not aware of it until they heal and change. So this is an opportunity for us to do that ourselves, right? To treat each other the way we want to be treated, wise, loving, and in an empowered way. Having healthy boundaries, right? Coming from the heart, being more compassionate is certainly can be indicated as the work, because there is this unconditional, loving Empress energy on the inside, that divine feminine, ultimately the divine feminine card, the Empress, in all tarot decks that I've come across. So this is now do the work, right? Get out into the world, do what you're going to do, but you don't have to walk up to people and say, it's okay. You do it from a distance. But start with yourself. Fill up your reservoir with as much compassion as you can, and then give of the overflow, and you never really burn out. Lessons learned, right? That's how it goes. All right. Last card down. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Now look, these mantras work, and I have a lot of clients, and all of them get at least one of these mantras, right? So 24 to 48 hours later, I say, let the energy settle in, and then, check in with me, let me know how you're doing. I do that with all my clients. I'll say to them, so how's the mantra going? And they'll go, oh, I didn't do it. I'm like, well, that is the card from the Ascended Masters, and they will heal if you do it, but that's the free will we have. Spit, swallow, or chew. Shall we? Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Trying to keep it goofy with the death card on the table. Still point. That's compassion. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity for us, Virgo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross Watchers. What is the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist us in navigating the true love timeline of this lifetime for this true love timeline read? Soothing impatience, there's nothing to do but wait. I didn't even have to look at it. I know all these mantras, I just don't know everything in the bookie book by heart. But this one has really saved my nervous system a lot of stress, right? Not just at red lights, right? But like waiting for Godot, gal, or otherwise. It's so stupid. But soothing impatience, there's nothing to do but wait. And that definitely shows itself here with this Eight of Pentacles, particularly if you consider that the Empress, usually seen pregnant, and the mythic tarot's Demeter, pregnant with little baby Persephone in there, that, you know, you gotta let it gestate. My guides say to me all the time when I get impatient, and they've been saying this for decades, do you want cake or hot batter, kid? Let it cook. Let it do its thing. Slow down. So, I'm going to read this from the bookie book, Soothing Impatience. I mean, this one, particularly with technical glitches, right? Like making videos and stuff, and the Wi-Fi goes out. Like, I can tie myself up into a knot. I am a Virgo, as I said, you know. Why isn't it working? You have one job, right? So, to just say, oh, there's nothing to do but wait. And little by little, the nervous system relaxes. And then we can treat ourselves and others the way we want to be treated and how we really want to treat people instead of, you know, being possessed by an inflamed nervous system, which Matt Kahn calls the ego. There you go. So, there's nothing to do but wait. When impatience is soothed, each perceivable barrier becomes an opportunity to be more aligned with your soul by slowing down. Now, I am going to say, in the tarot, the Knight of Pentacles is the Virgo card, at least for me, right? Mutable Earth. All of the Knights are mutable, right? So mutable Pentacle, Mutable Earth, Virgo. So it is known as the slow and steady wins the race card, though maybe not as slow and steady as a Capricorn, but that's King of Pentacles. That's a different vibe. So we're kind of getting this thing to slow down and practice compassion. That will allow the nervous system to de-escalate, right? To unravel a little bit, right? Relax, so that we can see things from another perspective. In the soothing of impatience, you no longer see moments of pause or delay as conspiring against you. Honey, I used to live there. Instead, you realize they are giving you time for inner reflection, where life's deepest meaning can be uncovered, even in the most ordinary of circumstances. And that's why, like, I don't mind waiting in line at Market 32, right? I don't mind waiting for the Amazon package to come, or DoorDash, or anything like that. It's like, hey, it'll get here when it gets here. So what feels right to do in this moment? Way more compassionate to yourself. And if you're waiting for someone, Godot, gal, or otherwise, you know, it's all right. Nothing to do but wait. What's right in front of me? How can I be in this present moment? Now, I am also going to say here that there's a lot of emotion here with this Scorpio card here, but, you know, I have clients and they're going through, some of them are going through some really, really hard things, particularly dealing with traumas and, you know, abuse, neglect, codependence, wounds of loss, that stuff like that. And they're like, but why is this happening? I said, well, the only reason any of this stuff exists is so that it can be healed. Right? It was written into the script before you ever, you know, drew a breath. It's in your sacred contract. Go watch some near-death experience videos. You'll see what I mean, right? So let's finish this up. This mantra is ideal for becoming more grounded, really good for an earth sign, easing frustrations. It definitely does that, but sometimes it's like, there's nothing to do but wait. There's nothing to do but wait. There's nothing to do but wait. And releasing blame, because that's the thing. We blame ourselves, or we blame the internet, or we blame the government, or we blame our past lives, or, you know, whoever, whatever, our parents, society. And so it's just like, look, everything on this planet is going through such rapid transformation, but the ego wants it now. Right? It's like a little child, and it's the shadow aspect of the inner child, which needs love and compassion. Of course you want it now, honey. I get it. You're hungry for this. You're thirsty for it, right? Particularly in relationships. Why do I have to wait so long? Well, what if it's because the other person ain't ready? Give them some compassion. They're on their hero's journey too. I love this this reading, and really not a womp womp here, particularly with compassion, right? So whether you are the cross-watcher or the Virgo here, real opportunity for you to practice compassion. And I do recommend the work of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Oh, all that crazy conflama last year that had nothing to do with him whatsoever. And he said, truth without compassion is brutality. So I speak the truth, but I practice compassion as I say it, because I was raised by a teacher and a lawyer. What, you think I can't rip somebody's face off with the truth? Yeah, that's not really loving, is it? And I don't like it when people do it to me. So do unto others, blah, 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 blah. So we're now going to do a blessimation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. I do a prayer and a meditation before all of these videos anyway. Surrendering my will to the divine. Use me. Make it the best it can be, right? But at this point, at this part, I have no idea what's going to come out of my mind. It's practically channeling. But lately, I've been feeling like channeling is the ego's version of it, because it's something separate and there is no separation. So it's more like aspecting. The aspects of the divine come through us to get this shit done. Whoopsie. Please take a nice deep breath. One last time. I'm sure you'll do it again sometime. Still point. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers. May we be blessed with all that we need to navigate the golden true love timeline of this lifetime in the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest ways possible, because we've had a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, and probably a lot of communication coming to and fro that definitely brought us into a place of a more grounded place of healing, step by step, formalization, a healer, a spiritual teacher of some kind, again in a general read that can manifest itself in all sorts of ways, like doing A Course in Miracles. The workbook would definitely do that as just one example. Could be a workout routine, a new dietary regime, something that heals us and moves us forward while we address the wounds that we were born into. And we signed up for it, apparently. And because in this present moment, we do have this Scorpio energy inside of us. And I know I got Neptune in Scorpio. So I know that my emotions can be very, very powerful, very, very rich, very, very intuitively dense, but also a little delusional, because Neptune can do that. I'm also a Pisces moon. As we go through this transformation, this spiritual alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, rising from the ashes in the present moment, being reborn from the symbolic death, and moving into a place inside of us where we are the love. We are the divine feminine. We all are anyway. But a real Empress moment of Ma Wu, giving birth to our new selves in a whole new way, as she is giving birth on the back of an elephant in this card, as we do the work of what's ahead of us coming down the pike, as it were, with that Eight of Pentacles, practicing compassion as we go, seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe not someone else's perspective, but maybe from our higher selves perspective, which is always loving, wise, and powerful, as we soothe in patience, because there's nothing to do but wait. So may we be blessed with all that we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to navigate the golden true love timeline of this lifetime, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions, to ground into our lives and into Gaia herself the true love that conquers all, the true love that heals all wounds, the true love that breaks all curses, past life, societal, ancestral, and otherwise, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. And I will say, forgiving ourselves and others is a lot easier when you understand that most people are possessed by their pain. Hey, we all have been, right? You don't deal with it, you don't heal it, it sneaks up on you and possesses you, right? That's what I call shadow possession. And, you know, mileage may vary on that. So if you found this reading helpful, hit the like button. Helps other people find it. You want more of me here on YouTube? Go right ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll see when I put out another general reading, because I also have another YouTube channel called Mal for Short. This one is Angelo, Lyons. This is the professional. Mal for Short is the personal one. I got my cat videos on there. I'm going to be doing more the reviews and things like that. just my own spiritual take on things that is more non-professional. It's more personal. So there's a link in the description box for that. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. The digital shop is wonderful. Pretty much everything in the digital shop is also on my new website, drawingthecircle.com. That's drawingthecircle.com. If you want me to literally draw it out for you there. Some of my subscribers do get the ebooks, the audios, and the videos automatically, depending upon their level of subscription, but all of them get the daily check-ins, all of them get the extended readings, and all of them get a significant discount when they book me for a private session, and that's, you can watch a video to explain that, you can go check it out on my website, it's all there for you. But honestly, it is my best way of serving, and I love it so much. Even my new website was designed by one of my patrons who I read like 20 years ago, or probably not that long, when she was a bit younger, and then she found me through YouTube, joined my Patreon, and I just worked at her wedding a couple of months ago. I read at her wedding reception. It was lovely, and she volunteered to redo my website, which was really lovely. So we have a lovely and loving community there, very all into true love one way or another. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, Virgo Power. You can still just call me Mal. And yes, I am taking clients. I now have an office in my new house. I think I posted a picture of both viewpoints, where I sit and where the client sits, and put it on whatever that's called, my channel. You can see posts, right? So, I need to get to know the people a little bit, particularly if they're allergic to cats. I have 3 male black cats here, and one of them just sheds all year long. But I am also available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. That's Phila Street. Sorry, it's Phila, not Phila. And you call them directly, you leave a message, they tell you when I'm available if you want a reading there, if you're local, or spiritual counseling. They tell me you booked, I come in, I read you, and then I come home and take care of my cats and do gardening videos, obviously. But, I made a video last year before I moved, because I didn't know I'd be moving up here this quickly, and that's called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. And the new video will have the new info, but the one up there really says it until I make the new one, right? What I charge, why I charge it, how it works. For example, all of my video readings are done on Zoom. So a little bit before the client, whether it's a spiritual counseling or a reading, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my platform, we record the whole thing. So no one has to memorize or take notes, and it's a conversation. We see each other. They're in real time as the cards hit the table, which is lovely. I like that one-on-one connection with the client. After the reading, I send them a link. So they download the whole session. They tell me they downloaded it and I deleted it, because that's their business and nobody else's. They can share it with whoever they want. But no, I do not violate vows of confidentiality, because I've had my vows of confidentiality broken by other people, and I made a blood vow to my gods to never do that. And so I don't, don't want to screw around with them that way. And certainly, it's one of my favorite things to do is spiritual counseling. Yesterday I had 3 clients in a row, a little burnt out, but it is what I came here to do in my life as a Virgo. It is my service, and I'm really good at it. I've been doing it since I'm 12. I'm going to be 56 in September. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. Thank you, Saint Retinol. So click the link, watch it if you like, and yeah, I'll get the new one out, but I'm going to keep that one up there for a while, because it makes my mom laugh, and I'm the president. I get to make that choice. And honestly, I have to say, practicing compassion. Isn't that what the world needs right now? Aside from love, sweet love, it's the one thing that there's just too little of. There's a song reference for some of you. Some of you will have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. I am Generation X, Virgo Power, cross your legs. And I really wish us all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, regardless of whether this is romantic or not. Compassion is going to be a big healer along the way. So be compassionate with yourself. Fill your heart with that. It's okay. I love you. It's okay. We will move through this. There's nothing to do but wait. Soften it up a little bit, and then let that pour out into the world, because this world really needs it. I believe in us. I think we've got this. Hang in there. And I love you. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.